The crystalline throne room of the Valtorian Empire gleamed under twin suns, casting prismatic shadows across the assembled court. Commander Susan Chen stood at attention beside her diplomatic partner, Dr. Evan Torres, both acutely aware that they were the first humans to ever address the Valtorian Queen directly. Queen Zalthera, resplendent in bioluminescent robes that shifted with her emotions, regarded the two humans with her four amber eyes. Her chitinous features, elegant despite their alien geometry, conveyed curiosity tempered with the wariness of a ruler who had seen countless species rise and fall across the galaxy. Commander Chen, Dr. Torres. The Queen's translator device rendered her clicking speech into perfect English. Your species has passed our preliminary assessments. Your technology, while primitive, shows promise. Your cultural achievements are adequate. Susan maintained her diplomatic smile. 3 months of negotiations had taught her that adequate from Queen Zalthera was practically effusive praise. However, the Queen continued, her antennae quivering, before we proceed with formal alliance talks, there are biological matters we must understand. The Galactic Council requires comprehensive knowledge of all member species' reproductive cycles for logistical purposes. Evan shifted slightly, adjusting his datapad. As the expedition's xenobiologist, this was his domain. Your Majesty, we've prepared detailed documentation on human biology. Tell me directly. The Queen interrupted, leaning forward with sudden intensity. Your breeding season. When does it occur? Our intelligence suggests your species lacks the environmental triggers common to most sapient life. Is this a flaw in our data? Susan and Evan exchanged glances. In all their preparation for first contact, this particular conversation hadn't featured prominently in the briefings. Evan cleared his throat. Your Majesty, humans don't have a breeding season. The throne room fell silent. The Queen's bioluminescent robes flickered from calm blue to confused amber. Her 4 eyes blinked in asynchronous patterns, a sign of deep cognitive dissonance, according to their cultural database. Impossible, she said flatly. All species have cycles. The Valtorians enter our fertile period during the harvest alignment. Once every 14 of your months. The Crithians breed during their world's monsoon season. The Zelopians require specific stellar radiation patterns. Surely humans, we can reproduce year-round, Your Majesty, Susan interjected gently. Any time, any season. It's one of our species' biological constants. The Queen rose from her throne, her towering form casting shadows across the humans. Her court counselors chittered nervously among themselves, and Susan heard the rapid-fire clicking of what she'd learned to recognize as alarm. Year-round? The Queen's voice carried a note of something between horror and fascination. You mean to tell me that at this very moment, your species across your homeworld could be, potentially, yes, Evan confirmed, trying to maintain professional composure despite the absurdity of the situation. Human biology doesn't restrict reproductive capability to specific seasons. We evolved as persistence hunters in varied climates. Adaptability was key to our survival. The Queen began pacing, her 6 legs creating a rhythmic pattern against the crystalline floor. But the energy expenditure, the social chaos, how do your civilizations function if any individual could, at any moment, be driven by reproductive imperatives? Susan suppressed a smile. We've developed social structures to manage it, Your Majesty. Cultural norms, ethical frameworks, legal systems. Humans don't automatically act on every biological impulse. Impossible, the Queen repeated, but this time with less certainty. She turned to her chief counselor, a wizened Valtorian whose carapace bore the scars of age. Counselor Vex, verify this claim through our scientific channels. The elderly alien manipulated a holographic interface, pulling up data from the galactic archives. Long moments passed as information scrolled across translucent screens. Finally, Counselor Vex's antennae drooped in confirmation. It appears to be accurate, my queen. The human species exhibits continuous fertility with no seasonal restriction. There are several other species with similar biology, though most are considered aberrant. Aberrant, the queen mused, settling back onto her throne. Her bioluminescent robes shifted to a thoughtful purple. And yet, humanity has achieved spaceflight, developed complex civilizations, created art and literature, all while maintaining this constant biological availability. Evan stepped forward, sensing an opportunity. Your Majesty, if I may, this is precisely why humanity might be a valuable addition to the Galactic Council. We represent a different evolutionary path. Where other species developed seasonal restrictions, possibly as population control mechanisms, humans developed cognitive and cultural controls instead. Our ability to override immediate biological impulses through higher reasoning, Susan added, has been crucial to our success. We don't deny our biology, but we've built societies where choice and consent matter more than instinct. The Queen's eyes focused intently on both humans. You're suggesting that this apparent weakness, this lack of natural population control, is actually a strength? Not a strength per se, Evan explained, but a different solution to the same problem. Most species are constrained by when they can reproduce. Humans are constrained by whether they choose to reproduce. It's made us very deliberate about family planning, social structures, and resource allocation. And very, very persistent, Susan added with a slight smile. Humanity didn't reach the stars because we were the strongest or fastest. We made it because we never stopped trying. Any season, any conditions, any challenge, we adapt and persist. Queen Xalthera was silent for a long moment, her robes cycling through colors that suggested deep contemplation. Finally, she gestured with her upper manipulator, appendages the Valtorian equivalent of a nod. Perhaps the galaxy has underestimated your kind, she said slowly. A species that can reproduce without seasonal imperative, yet still develops advanced civilization, that speaks to remarkable self-control and social cohesion. Her antennae straightened in what their cultural database indicated was respect. The Valtorian Empire will support humanity's application to the Galactic Council. As they exited the throne room, Evan whispered to Susan, "Did we just get accepted into the galactic community because we can have sex whenever we want?" Susan bit back a laugh. "Evan, we got accepted because we proved humans can think beyond biology. But yes, that's going to be a really weird footnote in the history books." Behind them, they could hear the Queen addressing her court, her voice carrying through the hall. "Alert the Council. Humanity brings diversity of thought we hadn't anticipated. Imagine what else we might learn from a species unbound by cycles we take for granted." Humanity, it seemed, had finally found its place among the stars, one surprising biological fact at a time.